So I'm thinking about the risk people are taking when they guarantee a result in terms of people not making a payment at the end. And I think one of the ways you go about trying to avoid or reduce that risk is by selecting dolphins. But are there other ways you manage that risk?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Risk reversal has really 6 components to it. I didn't have enough fingers. Six components to it. And you want a good, and first off, let me start with the definition. Guarantees, I call risk reversal from my mentor, Jay Abraham, because it's about taking the risk off your prospect shoulders and putting them on your shoulders, right? That's risk reversal. That's why you get 9 times the prospects raising their hand to learn more. And our data is 3 times the sales. 3 times the sales. So 6 steps to it. The first one is you want to identify the biggest risks your ideal clients, your prospects face when working with you, right? Time and money are obvious ones, but there are other risks, right? If you're running a computer business out of your garage and the corporation can hire you or IBM, what's more likely to get them fired if you do a bad job? You. No one's going to get fired because they hired IBM and it didn't work out, right? But if you hire, you from your garage and it doesn't work out, that person could get fired, right? In business, you know this, Chris, someone invests a lot of money in a high ticket program. If it doesn't work out, divorce is a very real possibility if they went ahead without the spouses knowing or approving or authorizing a big major expenditure, because in a lot of families, that's just not acceptable. Right? So what are the risks? You want to identify the risk of people face working with you. Does that make sense first, number one?
Yep.
Okay. Second, then you come up with the biggest, boldest possible guarantee you can create around those risks. Around those risks, you figure what are the biggest possible, boldest guarantees you can make. That's just like a brainstorming exercise. Then number 3, it starts to get work now. You figure out how do you deliver on that guarantee? How do you deliver on that guarantee? Our most popular offer right now is something called $1 Million Summit Program. We guarantee $1 million in cash within 2 years to our client if we accept them around a summit and a high ticket program on the back end. So how do we guarantee that? Well, we have multiple ways to fill the summit. So we build in redundancy. Then we help them create a high ticket program that will sell. So we know on the back end of the summit, they'll do hundreds of thousands the first time. And then we create a system to repeat the summit and repeat the masterclass until they can generate millions. And so we build in a strategy, and then we build in redundancies on all of the key break points or critical points so that we have at least triple redundancy in that process. That's sort of like the master class in how to do that. And it relates to point 4. We call it anuragging your plan, because Anurag Gupta is the business coach that takes companies from 10 million to $1 billion and has a 100% success rate. And in honor of Anurag, I call that whole methodology anuragging your plan. So you create your plan, and then you create triple redundancy around the plan. And then number 5 is you link your payments to results. And this is where the risk gets reduced for you as well. So if it's a $25,000 program, we teach people to charge a quarter up front, not refundable, and the rest linked to results. And so the client only pays the rest when they get to that threshold. So it's a win-win, and you guys are aligned together, working together to a mutual outcome instead of me selling you something and it's a push-pull thing. Yeah.
And I guess it's smart to break it out into milestones enough so that it's not like they pay you $25,000 and you work with them for 2 years and they only pay you once they get the final result, because then they may not pay.
Half up front, half at the end. And I did that for a decade and it worked like crazy. But the more advanced way is where you do that, and there are milestones and then triggers and milestones and triggers. And by the way, if they reach the milestone and they don't pay you, you just stop working with them.
Exactly.
Right. So it's a win-win, right? There's good and bad tension there to make that work, which is important. And then the 6th step to great risk reversal is to test and measure. Test and measure, test and measure, test and measure, test and measure, because that's how you optimize the process.